Welcome to the Embodied Guide. This is going to be an immersive experience that we have planned for you today, Brooke and myself. And if you are here, if you want to turn on your camera, show your smiling faces. If you can't, that's okay. But it's nice to see everybody, to welcome everybody into the space, and to create as much of intimacy as we can here on this in this virtual world that we have. So, with that being said, I'm going to just share with you a little bit about what to expect tonight, what we're going to be getting into. Brooke will share some of her story and bring us through some teachings. And we have a great evening planned. Now, before we get into all of that, I invite you all to share number one in the chat where you're tuning in from, and number two, put a one in the chat if you are a current guide, coach, healer, facilitator. Put a two if you are not yet, but an aspiring guide, healer, facilitator, coach, so forth. So again, where you're tuning in from, one in the chat if you're a current coach, healer, facilitator, guide, two if you're not and you're aspiring to be. So put that in the chat. Just want to see where everybody's at. Let's see, Lori, number one. So current. Daisy, two. Eston, Colorado Springs. Welcome in, brother. One. Just share in the chat. Tuning in from Boulder, two. So not yet. What's up, Luke? Kula. Let's see. One. Bend, Oregon. One. Beautiful. Welcome in. It's great to see y'all. Yeah, so just keep that coming in the chat if you haven't put that in there, just to kind of see where everyone's at on the spectrum here. And today, as I mentioned, we're going to go through an immersive experience. So, we're going to share just a little bit about our stories and kind of where Brooke and I were to where we are now, and all of the different experiences that we've had along the way to bring us into a space to teach on the Embodied Guide. And we're going to talk about what that means. So we have some slides for you guys and just sharing a little bit of a presentation on what it means to be an embodied guide in this world and the specific pathway to really stepping into your leadership and using your story, your voice, your gifts, your expertise, your passions to help others. Because we are at a very pivotal time and an inflection point on planet Earth right now where we are evolving quickly. But with that, systems and structures are crumbling day by day. And what will take that place is the new paradigm leaders that are sitting in this room tonight with us. And after that, we're going to go into a little bit of a breath journey. So we're going to share just about 15 minutes of some breath and breathing together and really fueling our visions. And then we'll leave you with an opportunity at the end where we're going to share more about our upcoming training that we have, our breathwork, sonic breathwork training in Costa Rica. And then we will leave you guys. So with that being said, that's kind of the rundown for tonight. And I'm going to take the pleasure to pass over the mic to Brooke, who is an incredible dear friend of mine and someone that has been leading us, and we've been leading together in our cohorts for our sonic breathwork trainings. And she's also a guide on the Beats and Breath app. And so much more I could say about her, but I'm going to pass it to her to kick us off.
Thank you, Christopher. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for your courage to show up, your devotion to breathe, and to be here. Everyone watching the replay, too. Beyond space and time, we are all connected in the breath. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Brooke. I am, as Chris said, one of the facilitators on the app, if my voice sounds familiar. I am also a trauma-trained somatic practitioner and a mother and a musician of 20 years. And my breathwork journey started in 2018. I had been on a healing journey for a while at that point, recovering from addiction, bulimia, complex trauma, working as an addiction counselor in rehabs, mental health facilities, all different levels of care, from like super intensive detox, inpatient residential to outpatient programs. And breathwork became just like this wave of medicine through the addiction treatment space. I was living in California at the time. I'm currently living in Chile and have had my online coaching business for the last 5 years fully online, 10 years total, but fully online, working remotely from wherever I want and dropping in person where I can for the last five. So I'm celebrating that. And that's thanks to the breath, truly. But in 2018, I went to my first breathwork journey. I had no idea what to expect. I had chronic asthma. I had to carry my inhaler everywhere with me. All of my symptoms showed up as somatically. All of my emotions always showed up as symptoms. All of my pain always showed up as tension or ailments or imbalances or autoimmune issues in my body. It was never like emotional, mental, physical. It was all physical. And therefore, the breath was able to reach and move things that nothing else could. And it's why I do all the work I do today. And in this journey, I had a profound spiritual, energetic, somatic experience. And after leaving this training or this journey, I had felt so stuck in my life. I'd been working in treatment, but feeling just like I was operating in this broken system. Felt like I was just, yeah, selling my soul every day and was pretty disconnected from my creativity, my authenticity. I just felt like kind of a robot going through the motions of my life. And I'm like, I did not change my life, stop using hard drugs and get my shit together to just feel dead inside. So I went on a journey, and that I left this breathwork experience completely life-changing, and decided like it was like I want all these things I wanted to do. In that moment, it became true. And it wasn't even like, oh, I'm going to think about doing this thing. In that moment, I decided I'm going to go do my yoga teacher training in Bali. And this had been like on my list of things for like 6 months. I reached out to this teacher. Well, I leave that breath work event, go home, open up my laptop. I haven't talked to this training in like 6 months, okay? And I'd been procrastinating it, putting it off. Boom, an email happens right there. And she sends me, hey, we have one spot left in our training. I just thought I'd reach out to you one more time. Do you want it? Like, sign me the fuck up. Let's go. Signed up for that training right away. Quit my job, sold everything I owned, ended up becoming a yoga teacher, traveling, backpacking the world for like 3 years, teaching at different retreat centers, studying yoga philosophy, spirituality, meditation. And just like literally overnight catapulted myself into a different life, the life that I had been dreaming and visioning and researching about behind my computer screen for years. I finally, in one night, just like took the step to live it. Of course, there are many integration steps thereafter, but breath work, that journey just catapulted me into a whole new way of being in the world and a whole new life. And it felt like more me than ever before. It wasn't like this big, hard transformation. It was like, boom, something just locked in. And that's the wisdom of the body. That's the wisdom of our nervous system, of somatic work, that when we can work in and through the body, things can shift that you've been knowing about all your life, but like you actually get to receive the wisdom that you are and embody the changes that you want to make. And that's what I did. And that's why I love teaching breath work. That is why I love holding space for breath, for all things nervous system, trauma informed and somatic related. As a person who's felt like deeply stuck and disempowered, to be able to step into a place of sovereignty in my life. Like I said, I live in Chile. I'm a single mom. I have a 4-year-old daughter. I get to fully support her doing what I love. Traveling, I just got back from Peru. I get to teach online all day to people who are like soul family and become my close friends and travel and do retreats and trainings all the time. And I would not be able to have any of this if it weren't for my breath. And even as an asthmatic, don't even know where my inhaler is today. That is where I'm at. I literally walked into that breathwork event like with my inhaler on my mat, scared that I would have an asthma attack and not be able to breathe. And it's just not a part of my life as much anymore. There was a lot of emotional, somatic stuff I had to learn about to really uncover what was driving that. That wasn't a magical overnight cure by any means. But the breath was the way back to myself. And so I love sharing this work. And I'm just super excited for tonight to give you guys the medicine of the breath, your own breath. This is your own medicine that you're going to be unlocking. And can't wait to share more about our retreat training too. So thank you, Chris. Love holding space with you as always.
Thank you so much, Brooke. I really appreciate it. And, I like the way Brooke can compliment me because sometimes I can be super intense, right? And Brooke kind of weaves in a very beautiful, wavy, feminine way. So it's very complimentary in many ways. But with that being said, I appreciate you sharing that, Brooke. And, most of you here know my story, but I'm going to repeat it because there is probably some people here that don't know. And really my awakening into this realm of being able to support and empower people from the standpoint of being a guide and a facilitator. And, my whole, let's say, hero's journey and catalyst began in 2012 when at the time I had my master's degree in business leadership. I had a great working job at a tech firm. I was climbing the ladder, and I decided that that life was not for me anymore. On paper, it looked great. I had all the things that I wanted and more. I was DJing on the weekends. I was having fun, but there was an emptiness inside of me. And that feeling led me to many synchronicities, ultimately, which led me to Tanzania, Africa, where I lived and served as a Peace Corps volunteer for 2 years of my life in a rural village. No electricity, no running water, no modern amenities, nothing of those sorts. And that experience, of course, not speaking the language, living immersed in this tribe and community for 2 years of my life, cooking over a fire, all of this brought me back into myself because I didn't have the distractions of the outside world to be able to lean on. All I had was myself and to face myself and to come within myself. And that experience was so powerful because all of a sudden I was deeply immersed into all of my fears, into all of my doubts, into all of my worries, into all of the shame that I carried, all these layers of myself that were in the way. Because before I was so busy to not even to be able to pay attention to them. And so all of this came to the surface where I began to then, wow, like there is some deeper levels here of work to be able to look deeper within myself. And that experience, I compare it to like being a sculptor where you're kind of chiseling away at the parts to ultimately reveal what's true inside. And that's really the purpose of that experience was to reveal my purpose here, my mission here on earth and the remembrance of that. And that was only exacerbated when halfway through my service, I was whitewater rafting in the Zambezi River, and I ended up getting ejected from the boat on a class 5 rapid and rode the entire rapid down, not in a comfortable way, but in a way that I was fighting for my life. And I ended up taking in all this water, going down under, being sucked in whirlpools, ultimately to lose consciousness and to leave my body. And I was eventually, after probably several minutes, found and saved by a kayaker that brought me back to life. And that experience was by far one of the most powerful experiences, aside from being immersed in the Peace Corps in Africa. And what that experience reminded me of was I was taking my first breath again. I was breathing for the first time. And this was a new life, a new opportunity, a new chance. And what was I going to do with this opportunity? Was I going to squander and squash it, or was I going to rise to the occasion? And a big message that came through that day was that you're here to share the power and medicine of breath. And so that moment, 2014 on to here we are today, committed and devoted to that mission and to why I sit here right now and having this beautiful dialogue and conversation. And ultimately, what led me to create Beats and Breath and our app and writing my book, Master Your Breath, Transform Your Life, all of the things that this has done for me. But beyond that, what this medicine is all about, speaking to breath, speaking to somatic, speaking to working with the nervous system, all of this is developing the capacity for us to hold more of life, as well as to clear the blockages that are in the way of our highest authentic expression. And what the breath does is it anchors you into a place of presence, into a place of connectivity, into receptivity, where you can hear the voice of your soul speaking through. And it's through that you step into a place where you begin to live the life that you came for and not play small to all the demons and fears that are inside of your mind, inside of your ego, that are going to tell you to not do this because it's not safe or it's not, the comfortable path that we're meant to walk. But we're all here on this call or we're on the replay. We're as trailblazers. We're here to share our medicine in whatever way and form that takes. We are here to rise to the occasion and really support and empower this world in a meaningful way. And that could be on a very small grassroots level. That could be on a very grand level. It doesn't matter. We're all here to play a part in service to something greater than ourselves. And so with that being said, I'm going to pull up tonight's presentation and kind of walk you through this path. What does it actually mean to become and be an embodied guide in the world? Okay, so right now, as we see, well, we see the outside. We know what the outside looks like right now. It's kind of crazy out there. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of fear mongering. There's a lot of ways and tactics of control, of trying to pull us in to this dense, heavy realm. And there's a war on your consciousness and on your energy, your time, your resources. But all of this is a reflection of what's happening within ourselves. As the collective overall, we're at a war within ourselves. And when we are at a war with ourselves, that is going to naturally reflect on the outside because of the law of correspondence in Hermetic teachings. Whether you know it or not, as within, so without. So everything is a projection of our own consciousness, but we are evolving at a rapid rate. And these energies within us are speaking. The earth itself is speaking. The feminine is rising and it's exposing and illuminating what is not held in love, light, and truth. And so all that shadow and darkness is all coming to the surface. And that can be a lot, especially for us that consider ourselves empaths and highly sensitive. We are feeling it all. Put a one in the chat if you can feel what I'm talking about right now. Our nervous systems might feel inflamed. We might feel like we're in this fight or flight freeze state, and we're in that sympathetic activation. Well, you're not only holding it for yourself, but you're holding it for others. And so if you can feel that, you are a guide because you are here to steward this new paradigm. Yet when you don't know what's going on and you feel like it's too overwhelming, which it can feel like that at times, you just maybe want to shut down and turn it off. And I understand that. I've been there. I've been in the burnout. I've been in the overwhelm. But this is where we build our capacity through breath to be able to come in and really be and play a supportive, empowering role for the next evolution of what's ahead here in this whole story that we are creating as life. So, Brooke, I think you're
Might as
muted.
well unmute myself. Could have gone on for a while there. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, and we can't talk our way through this anymore. Like we live in a culture where we're so hyper attuned and self-aware, and we can intellectualize. I'm so glad I can't even say that word anymore. Our way through it, and I know if you're here on this call, you're probably tapped in, you're probably self-aware, you've probably done a lot of inner work. You probably have a lot of knowing, and the embodiment of that, the embodiment of your wisdom is somatic. That is integration that happens on a nervous system level, where you're no longer just like knowing about all the things, but you're actually embodying it. You're allowing your nervous system to expand and hold the fullest capacity of who you are, all of your power, all of your authenticity, all of your expression. You feel safe to be seen and heard. You feel safe to share your medicine and gifts. You know what that is, you know what they are. There's a level of clarity and a dissolution of self-doubt and shame and fear. And it doesn't mean that those things aren't there. It's not about working through this block so that you get to this certain place. No, you can be going through it and guiding others through it, but you can do it in a way that everything that you're experiencing becomes a ingredient to your evolution and growth. That everything in your life, every block, every relationship challenge, every struggle becomes a doorway deeper into service, deeper into your life purpose, and deeper into embodying the fullest expression of who you are. And why breath work and somatic work is so powerful for this is because we are, sorry, I lit some Palo Santo a minute ago and it's all up in here, is because we're working with the nervous system, right? A lot of us know that our nervous system drives the vast majority of our thoughts, experiences, emotions, choices, beliefs, even. Everyone says, oh, your thoughts create your reality. Well, your nervous system drives your thoughts, right? So our nervous system does not perceive the world through the words. The nervous system perceives through all senses, through touch, through sight, through sensation, through smell, through the breath, through other regulation techniques. We have to speak to the body and learn the language of the body. And that as guides and breath workers and healers, if we are not nervous system informed and trauma informed and really able to attune to somebody's somatic experience and understand what their body's communicating, even if their words say differently, then we're doing our clients a disservice. We're doing our own body a disservice, because you might be operating outside of your own body, outside of your own capacity, overriding your needs and your truth in order to show up and serve. We can truly only serve if we are integrating the wisdom of our nervous system and in constant communication with our body that speaks in sensation.
Hmm. Yeah, and just want to really share and elevate what Brooke is sharing there, because really, again, we try all of these hacks right through our mind and through all of these levels of our intellectualizing through the left brain. That true healing stems from the nervous system level and creating a sense, a stored consistent sense of safety within ourselves. And as someone that has worked through that for many years, right? It's a journey. But as we move through this, as we become a safe space within ourselves, we naturally become a safe space for others. And it doesn't mean you have to be perfect, right? I still have my days where I may get triggered. I have my moments where I'm not feeling 100%. But it doesn't mean, it doesn't stop me from being able to hold this space. And it's generally this rule of thumb, which I always share with everybody, is that the medicine that you share with the world is generally the medicine that you need the most. And so it's just humbling yourself, and that we're all students of life, and we're also teachers, we're also guides, we're also leaders. So it's learning it in real time and sharing it from this place of vulnerability and authenticity. So, right now, there's a massive call on planet Earth. Your soul came here to this moment, to this time, for a massive reason. You didn't just randomly land here in this human avatar. You chose consciously through the level of your soul to be here right now during this mass time of awakening, a time which this earth hasn't seen in thousands of years, that we are going through a massive split, a timeline enhancement where we are being called in ourselves to live in integrity with our soul's mission. And whether you have that mission down 100% right now, you know deep inside of you, if I were to speak to that part of you, you know deep inside of you that you're here for that reason during this time. And that this earth right now needs grounded people, that oak tree that is stable in the blowing winds and the hurricane that is inevitably going to continue to ensue because the darkness is not going out without screaming, without tugging, without pulling. That all of this is being illuminated and exposed so that we can see it and love it back into its light. And so, those of you that are, again, becoming fully equipped emotionally, physically, and spiritually to be able to hold this and to do it in a way in which it's true to you and to your authentic way. Now, this is why having a practice like breath work, why not only having this practice, but sharing this practice is the foundation of it all. Because one that is not anchored fully into their breath, they are going to be caught up in the whirlwind. But when we take time to pause and to breathe, we slow down and we begin to turn down the engines to be able to access our inner wisdom, our intuitive knowing that is always there beneath the surface.
Yes, thank you, Chris. Yeah, the breath is life. Our aliveness, our vitality, and the world doesn't need more people, more healed, more perfect. Somewhere along the way, our self healing journey becomes this other form of just constant self improvement driven by shame. And eventually, somewhere along the way, after all the inner work, if you felt stuck in the inner work, if you felt like, "God, I'm doing this, but something's missing," it's time to shift out into outer exploration, into sharing your gifts, being of service, sharing your medicine. It's not from this performative, validation seeking way. It is about weaving the wisdom of your lived experience into something that can help other people. It is the ultimate alchemical process of making meaning from everything that you've been through and everything that you are. And the breath is the life force that reminds us, that connects us to our life story through our life experience and through us as a purpose, not something that we do. It is about embodying our innate frequency, about embodying the fullest expression of who we are. And so when we do that, when we're actually anchored in our body, we're not operating from a place of distraction or disassociation or performing or proving or people pleasing. Like, the survival states perpetuates more survival energy. Breathing, coming back into your aliveness, is what helps us reclaim our sovereignty. It's like, oh, I remember who I am. I remember what I do. And I forget all the time. You guys, I'm not perfect. I'm a human. I went through the hardest couple of years of my life. I just got divorced, moved to another country. I have a 4-year-old. My life has been chaos. Like, I'm not lying. and I keep coming back. I have an anchor. I have a place. And in that time, it didn't stop me from holding space and helping other people. In fact, it inspired it. Everything became amplified in that season of my life. And I could have gone inward. I could have kept hiding and kept healing and kept, oh, once I'm this far along, then I'll start holding space. Or once I'm this far along, then I'll do this. No, it is happening now. There's only now. And that is what it means to be a creator over a victim, right? It's not using the circumstances of your life to make yourself bad or wrong or make anyone else bad or wrong. No, it's everything that you're experiencing is the doorway to your growth. Everything. This is it. Here's another opportunity. Here's another one. There's another one. And it's not about having to get a certain place. I stopped striving a while ago. I got so tired from constant pushing and forcing, always trying to get more clean, more pure, more spiritual, more connected. the illusion is that we're ever separate from that. We are always infinitely connected to that. And being of service, helping a mission that's greater than yourself, breathing and community and connection, being in your body with other people, that is what reminds us we are one. We are always connected. And that is a level of resilience that ripples out through all of the planet.
Mm, powerful share, Brooke. Thank you for sharing that. And I couldn't agree more and really, mirror back what Brooke just shared and took you through there in the sense that I wake up every day. Some days are more easy than others, and other days, I'm a father. I have all these different responsibilities. I'm traveling all the time, all these things that I am so grateful to be where I am today. Did I have to start somewhere? Yeah. Was it, did I have challenges and hardships along the way? Yeah. But I wouldn't change it for a thing. I get to literally travel the world now and speak and facilitate and lead retreats. And, I have 6 retreats this year. Like, I just get to go and have fun and do cool shit with people while also like helping others level up and helping myself level up in the process. And it's amazing. And it just keeps getting better and better. And this is what it can be for you as well. So, again, as Brooke was sharing here, stop just doing the healing work, but start holding the container, and again, the healing will continue, the layers will continue to unravel and unfold. But at the end of the day, it's building yourself up to this point where you have self-assurance and confidence in yourself. And it takes time to, work your way through that. That's why we have training programs. That's why we teach this stuff, is because it's a step by step, breath by breath process. But all of us have a very sacred gift and gifts to share and express. I happen to love to write. It's one of my gifts. I happen to love to speak. I happen to love to help others in the ways in which I do so. I happen to be good at what I do. All of these things that I've naturally been in me, but I've been able to enhance and elevate over time the more I started doing it and getting reps in. And I've never told this story, but I'll tell it right now. The first time I did a speech, it was on stage and it was in front of 250 people. Believe that. The first speech I ever did. And I kind of, in a way, fabricated my way into that speech in the sense that it was at this wellness festival. And at that time, I was teaching about plant-based living and cooking and living in alignment spiritually with the food you're eating, all that sort of stuff. It's back in 2017. And so there was this festival and they needed speakers out in Sedona. And so I wrote up this whole thing, like basically prop myself up to maybe look a little bit better than some of the credentials that I already had, although I had certifications. Long story short, I got accepted, and here I find myself several months later speaking in front of 250 people. And so I personally, that might be scary to some, but for me, I need to expose myself to the fire. I need to kind of touch the fire a little bit and kind of, jump in from here to there just to kind of feel its warmth and its intensity and meet my edges. Because without meeting our edges, we just stay the same because the ego will always try to keep you comfortable. It will always tell you, well, you can do that later. Well, there's another time for that. Well, I don't have the money. Well, this and that. You're going to hear it over and over and over again because that voice inside of you will repeat because it's playing from the voice of fear. But the soul will be like, take the leap, do it. What do you got to lose? And so that's the voice to start listening to because that's the voice that ultimately will guide you to your higher destiny. Will there be challenges and hardships and adversity along the way? Fuck yes. But it will all be worth it because you discover more of yourself through the process and you become freer. You become more powerful. You become more embodied. Brooke, anything you want to add to that before we go into the breath work?
Yes, I love your ways of living. And the ego is lives in our nervous system, right? Our nervous system is wired for protection, it's wired for survival. It is the very human part of us, and it's so real. It's not something to bypass, but it's something to work with. It's something to meet. It's something to honor. Hey, this is designed to keep me in my comfort zone. It's designed to keep me the same. It's designed to perceive and anticipate the future through the lens of the past because our nervous system just knows patterns. It just knows what has already been done. So anything outside of what's familiar or already done is going to feel like a threat because it's unfamiliar, because your nervous system doesn't have that data point. It is the unknown, it is the void space for which everything is created from. And that is where the next evolution of who you are lives too.
Mm. Yes, so well said. And how are you guys just kind of getting a vibe check right now? How are you guys feeling? You feeling good? Put a one in the chat if you're feeling good, if you're really taking in what we're putting down right now and sharing here. Because, Brooke and I are very passionate about this topic, and hopefully you're feeling that too, and kind of tuning into what it is that you're bringing through in service. What is it that you're here to be and embody first and foremost, and to be and share that energy, that vibration, that frequency that only you can emit.
Yes, and can I add something to that? I want you to
Yeah.
even turn towards like the most rejected part of yourself. Like what do you try to fix about yourself? What do you hide from other people? What do you not want to have as a part of you? That that is your muse, that is your medicine, that is your inner guide, that is your healer. That is what you pull from. Obviously that requires integration, alchemy. But if we can learn to meet those, sorry, really loud motorcycle passing through. If we can learn to meet those parts of ourselves that we normally reject, they carry so much power, so much power. When we learn to meet the needs that they're trying to get met. For me, it's like my history with addiction. I'm a huge escaper. I love intensity. I am always seeking outer body experiences. I have a long history of disassociation and, can travel to other dimensions and be all these different places and connect to all these different, spiritual guides and angels and sources and have a hard time being here. I have a hard time being here on this planet at this time and in my body. And it has been my greatest work to feel safe to be in my body and to feel safe to exist on this earth. And that deep desire to escape, underneath that is sensitivity. It's I remember that oneness. I remember and I long for that deep feeling of connection. I remember beyond the distraction, beyond the systems and structures that are designed to keep us in a state of survival, right? And so the answer isn't about going up and out, right? Maybe I met that need in a way that's not serving me anymore. And so that's where I meet it in other ways, through the breath. Instead of going up and out, can I bring it in and through? That all these places I'm seeking and reaching towards actually live within me. The entire universe lives within me. All of my soul, all of the family of my ancestors, the constellation of my family exist right here. All of their wisdom through epigenetics in my DNA and in my nervous system live right here in this body. And this is my access point, right? Nowhere else. So think about your greatest wound and the wisdom that you can weave from that. Where is that threshold? And maybe we'll breathe into that.
Mm. Well, I think you just set it up for the breath work. Thank you. Thanks for the setup. What she said. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 15 minutes. We're gonna breathe into our bodies. This isn't, you can listen to Brooke and I share all day long, and that's totally cool. Like we could talk. I can talk for 4 or 5 hours and just share and share and share, and I love doing it. But really what this is about taking what was shared here and actually what does it mean to embody it? To embody it means to come back to the body. It means to breathe into the body. And so we're going to take this moment and we're going to really, I want you to really cultivate this vision of you serving, of you guiding. And along that way, as you cultivate this vision, which I'll guide you through here in a moment, I want you to breathe into those parts that Brooke mentioned, the parts that maybe are holding you back because they're too scared, the protector part, the defense mechanisms, and just honor those parts that come up that tell me I'm not enough, that I'm not good enough, that I won't be successful enough, that I fear failure, I fear being seen, I fear the unknown. Whatever the story is that you're telling yourself, because there's always going to be a story. We all have stories. Those stories become our identity. And so this is an opportunity to not only breathe into the vision for your life, but also breathe into those parts to give them love so that you're no longer held back, but that you can move forward in a way that is unique to you. So I'm going to give you guys a few moments here. If you have a pair of headphones, I would recommend it. If you don't, so be it. You can still listen to the guidance. And at the same time, what I would recommend is you can either sit up or you can lay down. With the headphones, you might want to adjust your volume, put it at like 50% first, and then boost it up. And that way you get the right sonic soundscape here. But we're going to take 15, 20 minutes, breathe. Then we're going to come back into this space for an additional 10 to 15 minutes to integrate all that we received in this time of this breath together. And let's do it. Let's dive in. So give me a moment. You'll hear some sounds in the next minute or so, and we're going to dive into the journey. Just taking this moment to anchor in to your space. To ground into this moment. Into this breath. And together we'll take a deep breath in. Hold that. And exhale. To the top. Pause and release. Let that go. Let that out. future self, your higher self, drop down into full illumination. Opening the doorway to your vision, to your insight, to your inner sight, into the reality and life that you so desire. And we're going to breathe to a 4/4 rhythm. Into the nose, out through the mouth, and 3, 2, 1, in. 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 Belly, chest, out. Breathing down deep. Sending all that life force energy through the entire body. Like a wave of healing light circulating through. Clearing any obstructions, blocks, and barriers. To the higher mind. Breathing fully, breathing deeply into all and every part of self. take a deep breath fully in 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. Hold. And exhale, release. Let it out. Let it go. Down, down, down into the earth. As you connect to the source of support, of safety, of presence. Trusting in your mind's eye. Seeing yourself fully immersed in your service, in your impact, in your creativity, in your genius, doing the thing that you love, that makes you feel most alive. Sharing, expressing that passion through your voice, through your music, through your art, through your writing, through your guidance and your leadership. And just being in gratitude that this is the life that you get to live, doing what you love and helping others along the way, to ultimately lift up this planet to a higher vibrational state where we are living in abundance and prosperity and peace. And you are an intricate part of that path, that journey into the new paradigm. Giving yourself so much gratitude, recognition, acceptance for being here right now, for all the challenges and hardships you've been through all the things that you've overcome. They all have forged you into the woman or man that is sitting here right now. And if you feel called, just placing your hands over your heart. Giving total thanks for the body, for the breath, and for life itself. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just taking a deep breath in and exhale. Again. Last one. This is your moment. This is your time to fully shine. All the blessings. And slowly, when you're ready, gently Just move the body in any way that feels comfortable in a gentle, compassionate way. As we make our way back into this space. Okay. Welcome back in. How's everybody feeling? And take our slow time here to re-emerge. Hmm. How are you feeling, Brooke?
Bliss. One word.
Hmm. We got calm in the chat. How are you feeling? How's everybody feeling right now? Anything specific come up for you? Feel free to drop it in the chat. Anything that came through. Recentered, peaceful, coherent. Sabrina, did you have something you wanted to share? I saw you unmuted.
Hold on a second. Yeah, I put it away. No, my mom's my service agent. She makes sure that I give the most service possible because she gives me the most service possible. And that's all that came through during the session was I was guiding them to realize we had a visitation by the Lord last night, and we didn't know it until it came through during the final music. I don't know how that relates, but that's just the way it worked out for me. And I thought I would unmute just as a chance to say hello.
Well, hello. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, some colors, yellow, purple, green, tunnel of light. Philip went through a tunnel of light. Yeah, I really felt that light. I got a lot of creative downloads and inspiration for things I want to work on this year.
Yeah, and so guys, just a few minutes of breathing, right? That wasn't a full journey. That was just, one round of breathing, what that can do for you, right? And just a reset throughout the day. You don't need sometimes 45, 50-minute breath journeys, although those can be the most profound, but just this is a beautiful reset. And so, we just wanted to kind of bring and weave that through. And I want you to pay attention to what comes through post this session today. To as you breathe, you are moving energy that may have been stuck or stagnant to bring you into a place where, visions, dreams start coming online and you begin to intuit your reality through the body and through the intelligence of the body. And so, with that being said, I wanted to take a moment here and just share with you guys, as we promised, what we have going on. So, for those of you that really resonate with this work and that you're feeling like a deep call to really sharing this work in a more profound way, Brooke and I are launching the fourth rendition of our Sonic Breathwork certification training. And this is something that we feel deeply passionate about. We've already led 63 people through this training, all online. And now, what we are doing, which is super cool, that I'm very excited about, is that we're bringing it in person. So, this is the first time we're going to be doing this in person. As I mentioned, I've done tons of retreats, so has Brooke. But we felt the potency of what it means to gather in person for 8 days to really live into what we're sharing here. And so this is the Sonic Breathwork certification training. What was 6 months is now an 8 day trauma-informed breathwork certification, which blends science, spirit, and the metaphysics of sonic breathwork, which is our modality. And the cool thing is that you get to use our music that we have, which is hundreds and hundreds of hours of music to be able to support your clients. So we're going to be doing this in Nosara, Costa Rica, which if you don't know about Nosara, it's a beautiful place. It's a blue zone, ultimate for health and vitality. And it's right on the ocean. I'll show you the pictures here in a second. But we're taking 12 people. We already have 2 people signed up. So this is going to be an intimate group of people that are really feeling the call to go deep with this medicine of breath, of sound, of somatics. And this is what we're going to learn over the 8 days. So you're going to learn the foundations, which I just shared, the science and metaphysics of our modality, sonic breathwork, which is original and unique to us. You're going to learn nervous system mastery beyond just the parasympathetic and sympathetic. You're going to get into the vagus nerve, into how the nervous system is essentially controlling your reality as the command center. Both Brooke and I have over 20 years of experience in teaching all of this. You're going to get into somatic and emotional healing, not just like learning how to teach breath, but how to coach people real time through some of the things that they're going to bump up against, which is trauma, which is wounding, which is limiting beliefs, which is all of these things. And it all lives in the body. So you need to understand the body. You need to understand emotions if you're going to do this work. Vocal activation, which is Brooke's specialty. She's has an incredible voice and is a beautiful voice coach and has helped so many people unlock their voice where we hold a lot of trauma to be able to guide from our true frequency, our soul frequency. That's going to be in there. Then we have the art of space holding. What does it mean to actually be a present, safe space for other people to drop into and to feel regulated in? So important. And the last 2 is building your breathwork business. You can learn all day on getting a certification and we can give you the piece of paper. But if you don't know how to build a business and be an entrepreneur in this day and age, then you're just going to fall on your face. And yes, business in the highest form is a vehicle for your soul expression. And you deserve to create prosperity. You deserve to create impact through the vehicle that is your business. And this is one of my favorite topics. I love speaking about the new paradigm of business and soul-led entrepreneurship. Then we're going to get into embodied leadership, which is all about you anchoring into the confidence of being that guide, that leader, that facilitator in the world, where you are serving people from that deep place of truth and wisdom. And then here's just the kind of a sample schedule of kind of what the time will look like. Opening the day with some movement and meditation, breakfast, which is a beautiful group breakfast of us coming together, breakfast brunch. And then we have some rest and relaxation time. It's really important that we bake in spaciousness. This is not just a certification training, it's also a retreat for your soul, for you to unwind. And then we have 3 hours of training each day that we're going to be bringing you through. And then we're going to have beach and pool time. We're going to have dinner. There's going to be snacks and juices. It's all from an incredible, private, high quality, organic food, private chef. And then we'll have maybe some evening group activities and then just some chill time. So that's just a sample schedule of what you might expect. And this is where we're going to be meeting. This is in Nosara. I mean, look at this place, right on the ocean, beautiful villas. I mean, it's got pool, pickleball, gym, sauna, everything you could possibly need. We have double rooms, and then we also have single rooms as well, which you get these insane views out into nature. And then these amazing bathrooms, which who doesn't want to shower in that? And then incredible kitchens where we can gather as well and eat food and all of that. So you're going to get the accommodations, you're going to get the meals, you're going to get the villa, you're going to get it all alongside our one-on-one guidance, the training, and you're also going to really receive the full wheelhouse of what we're offering here, which is when you get back, you get access to all of our instrumental breathwork tracks that you can use to facilitate one-on-one and in group sessions. And you get certified through the International Breathwork Foundation. So everything is accredited. We don't mess around here. And then of course it's Brooke and I, and then we have the two rooms. So right now we have a shared room and a private king suite, both 6 spots. Now the beautiful thing is we have financing and payment plans available. None of this is due up front. We just require a small 20% deposit to save your spot. And I'm going to put 2 call links in the chat here in a moment, where we could easily double and charge double for this retreat. But this is not only providing you the certificate and all the value there, but this is a lifetime of medicine that you're going to be carrying, right? So this is an investment in yourself that ultimately will impact the thousands of people across the world potentially. And all the certifications that Brooke and I have done, I'm so glad that I've done them because it gave me the skill and tool set to be able to come and facilitate these spaces. So these are the two options here that we have available. Now, the cool thing is because you're on this call right now, we're doing something special. If you book a call with us within the next, call it 72 hours, it doesn't have to be within 72 hours, but if you book a call within 72 hours, I'm just going to do this right now. We'll give you $500 off. So if you feel the call to join us and be a part of this and you take action now, I will reward that and we'll give you $500 off the experience right away if you book a call with us within 72 hours. I put both Brooke and I's call links down there. You can book a call with either of us. We can answer any questions. We can walk you through it. And again, there's payment plans and financing available for those of you that maybe want to be a little bit more resourceful. There's always ways to work it out. We don't want money to get in the way of you actually stepping into this work. So if that is the case and you feel excited, book a call with either Brooke and I, and we'll walk you through the experience. Brooke, anything you want to share that I missed?
I'm just so excited for this. I lived in Nosara. It is one of the most magical places on earth, and an 8-day retreat can just like reset your whole year. As somebody who's been a part of many retreats as a participant and facilitated them, there's just something so special about coming together in person, especially if you're doing somatic trauma informed work with the body, to be able to have like hands-on experience, to be together in person, to get like practical tools. You'll have plenty of one-on-one support from me and Chris. It's just like the most intimate thing that we could offer. And like we could have totally just done this online again and it would have been great and sold out as usual, but we really wanted to do it this way because there's just something so magical about retreats and the energy that we co-create and the relationships and connections that you build for life. So I'm just lit up and excited and would love to have you guys there. And if you are just like on the fence or you just have questions, just hop on a call with us. We're here to chat and answer any questions that you have. And yeah, Chris is a really good retreat host. Like he's a little high maintenance and bougie when he travels. I know it. And so he really sets things up when you go to a retreat with him.
Yeah, I like to
Vibe
be in
setter.
luxury. Thank you
You
for.
are. You're a little more high maintenance than me. I'm like still kind of a backpacker girl. I could like really just go for the basic level. And Chris is like, yeah, we're going to do this retreat. How does this feel? I was like, yeah, it's going to be good. Then he sends me a picture of the place. I was like, are you serious? What? So I'm excited.
Well, I can attest to living in the villages of Africa with no running water and cooking over a fire, so I get to deserve to live in a luxury place.
Yeah, my yoga training was, I think I paid like 6 grand and I stayed in a hut and had no electricity and running. I was like, what? I got totally scammed. But whatever, worth it. Here I am. So worth every penny.
Amazing, guys. So, with that being said, we appreciate you being here tonight, kind of, staying with us and journeying with us in this way. We hope you enjoyed the presentation. Again, just book a call with either of us if you're interested, and we'll set you up like no problems asked, no questions asked, and just help you out to the best of our ability. So thank you again for your time, your energy, and showing up here when you could have been anywhere else. We thank you so much. We'll be sending the replay out too if you want to go back through it. And the dates are on the page. I did not mention those dates. They are the 22nd to the 29th of October of this year. So there's still months, but we expect this to fill up fast. Already we've filled 2 spots, so they will fill up over these next weeks. So if you want in, you know where to find us. Thank you so much, guys. Really sending you all the love today, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you.